Well, my test results are in, and... Oh no. This episode gave me adorabilities, which means I'll have to cut down on my daily intake of kitten and puppy videos! Well, I'm sure one more viewing won't hurt. I'll just make sure to have my medication on standby. I'm Finn the Pony, and it's time for Finn Bits. So, The Fault in Our Cutie Marks, an episode which centers around the CMC's biggest challenge yet, helping a griffin find her purpose in life so she can get her very own cutie mark. Will this episode truly make its mark on the season as a whole? Let's find out. I'll be the first to say that the post-Cutie Mark CMC episodes haven't exactly been up to snuff with the ones that came before. On Your Marks was well done, but not exactly a memorable experience. And Cart Before the Ponies had sprinklings of good here and there, but most of it was about as enjoyable as a car crash. I kept hoping for a Season 6 episode where our favorite cutie crew would be utilized well. A task that would truly put their butt mark expertise to the test. And not only did this episode deliver, but it went above and beyond the call of Cutie. We're shown in the beginning that the CMC have not only been helping various ponies with their cutie mark problems, as they were hoping to do, but they've actually created quite a name for themselves in Ponyville. After helping children, adults, and even ponies that have already been marked with their various issues, the CMC become pretty confident that there's no problem the three of them can't solve together. That is until a little griffin girl named Gabby hears of their reputation and seeks them out in hopes of getting her own cutie mark. And I'll resist the urge to talk about Gabby until the very end. After discovering their own destinies and helping every pony else do the same, this seems like the perfect next step for the CMC. According to Twilight, ponies are the only creatures with the ability to possess a cutie mark. Except for zebras. They're apparently an exception. So essentially what the CMC are trying to do here is pretty much make history by helping to produce the first ever griffin cutie mark. Their efforts don't exactly pan out in the way they had hoped, but the fact that they're using their talents to help a completely new species is the exact type of progression that the trio needed. Considering that little Gabs will likely spread the word of the CMC even further, I wouldn't be surprised if yaks, dragons, or even changelings started asking for their services. Speaking of being surprised, let's talk about the story. This is one of those rare Season 6 episodes where I had no clue where it was going to go. The CMC agree to help Gabby find her purpose in life by trying a million things until she finds something she's good at. Sound familiar? So is she gonna go through talent after talent and never find something she can do well? Nope! She actually does everything flawlessly without effort, meaning the CMC can't narrow down her life purpose since they aren't able to cross any possibilities out. When Gabby claims to have gotten a cutie mark, we find out later that it was fake. So she drew on a cutie mark just to compensate for her feelings of inferiority? Nope! She actually faked her mark in order to make the CMC feel better since they tried so hard and she didn't want them to feel like failures. In the end, we find out that Gabby's purpose in life appears to be helping others. So does this mean she'll get her cutie mark now that she's found out what she's meant to do with herself? Nope! Her flank remains blank, but what she gets instead is a membership into the CMC and a newfound respect for herself. With the slew of predictable stories that have come out this season, I gotta give major kudos to an episode that kept me guessing the entire time. Even the moral managed to stand up in the crowd, and we've had a ton of amazing morals so far. At long last, we're given the lesson that you can't always get what you want. Sometimes you may strive for a goal that you've always dreamed of achieving, putting in countless hours of work and effort to earn what you've always hoped for. But despite your passion and drive, some things just aren't meant to be. I've certainly had some dreams that were crushed beneath the foot of reality, but this episode shows that just because your initial plans don't work out perfectly doesn't mean that you'll never truly be happy. As long as you keep an open mind and continue to try your best, there are plenty of other doors that can open up for you. Heck, for all you know, you might find something along the way that you enjoy doing even more. This was the ideal moral for this kind of setup, and the episode presented it perfectly. Well, I think that covers all the basics, so all that's left is to talk about our new character. Gabriella the Griffin. I love her, 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 I love her! Gabby is without a doubt one of my favorite new characters introduced this season. She is just so freaking likable. Always joyful and full of energy, finding great happiness in helping others, staying optimistic and trying to find a silver lining for everything. She seems like the kind of creature that just wants to give the whole world a big snuggly hug. kind of like a Griffin version of me. Don't you dare! She is too young to be on that ship. I've heard a lot of people saying that she could be considered a Mary Sue character given how perfect she is at everything she tries, but I honestly can't agree with that opinion since she's not a completely flawless being, which in general is what a Mary Sue is. I plan to make a subsequent video where I talk about Gabby in a lot more detail, but for those who are curious, I honestly don't feel that she fits into that character type. The Fault in Our Cutie Marks not only gives the Crusader arc some much needed progression, but it does so in a smart, touching, and really entertaining way. The story was anything but predictable, the moral did its job incredibly well, and Gabby as a character won my heart pretty much instantly. She really knows how to put the cute in Cutie Mark. Looks like the CMC are back on their high horse yet again, and with luck, things will only go uphill from here. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my quick little playthrough of this episode, and feel free to tell me what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Do you think this is the Crusader episode that put the trio back on track? What other types of characters would you like to see in a CMC adventure? I know it'd be a pretty unlikely scenario, but what about Flurry Heart? How amazing would it be for the CMC to introduce an alicorn to the wonders of the Cutie Mark? There are a lot of story ideas that can come from that kind of premise. Thanks for playing along with me. I'm Finn the Pony, and I'll see you all next time on Finbits. Hey guys, just a quick little announcement before I finish up here. My good friend Erica is currently in the production of a new series she is very proud of called The Wanderer's Journey. She is currently in need of people such as voice actors and artists, so I'll put a link to the trailer video in the description below, and if it looks like something you'd be interested in, feel free to audition. I'm sure she'd really appreciate it. So long bronies and Adventure Time fans, and I hope to see you all real soon.